So last night on this channel, I uploaded a video giving life coaching advice. And this is a reoccurring theme that I'm noticing from women of this culture. When I personally speak about my deep, deep wisdom, which exists within myself, not schizophrenia, not mental illness, take your racism and shove it up your fucking nose. Okay, we live in a world where there's plenty of blacks and whites acting like gods and goddesses, prancing around, gods and goddesses, shitting on the short brown folks. And there is no acknowledgement. The way the female brain is wired, any type of complaining or whining is not viewed as sexy. So nothing that I'm saying is actually registering. It's just viewed as like bitching and shit. It's sad. It's sad. Here we've been talking about the dyed hair freaks for a long time. And how there's just this massive, and mostly with white folks. And here this black woman, schizophrenic, crazy, and doesn't even recognize that I have gifts, that I'm a teacher. And this is where women are at. Modern women hate psychic men. There are no women at all that I know of that appreciates my abilities. And when I mean at all, I mean at all. I mean at all. And this right now is damaging me. And I'm not in a situation to talk about my life. I need right now someone to verbally talk to, not shout out through the megaphone. Now, don't blame me if I shout at people through the megaphone. Don't blame me if I scream and cry. I'm a spiritual man, and this is how it is. The evil is around us, and the evil is in us. And I see late in the night, not bad visions per se, like normal, of bad things happening in the future. And it's not going to happen. I'm not going to join the evil dark side, and become one of these bad men. But the body consciousness does receive the signal. And the body consciousness, which is tormented by the insults from the woman, fights through evil easily, slaps it down easily. But the body is still the body, and the body still does respond to signals from the matrix, even though it's rejecting it. It's rejecting it. But the body, which is not me, which is not you, has a default programming. And so I've been studying this body thing, which is not me, which I did not make, which my spirit was thrust into. And body consciousness gravitates to things of the revenge arena, body consciousness. What does the word revenge mean? And what does that manifest into now, whether someone was wronged or perceives that they have been wronged? And so I've been telling you for a long time from a psychic perspective, that this is the season of killing for people that have been harmed or perceive that they've been harmed. And so my psychic information about women being assaulted, couples being assaulted, is valuable information for anybody that values their own safety. And you would think that even from a carnal perspective, even selfish satanic perspective, as in not loving, that they would at least respect themselves. But see, what happens is people do realize that I have knowledge, and they take the knowledge that they can get for free from me, and they leave me in the ghetto. Someone in Portland, a female that I was fond of, said she was afraid of my psychic abilities, and I knew why. Because then you can see through their games and lies. You can see them for who they are, and that terrifies them. I gave a woman who had a boxing t-shirt. You would think a woman in a boxing would like me. Nope. Told her I was psychic and that I understood threats to women's safety. And there's no connection that I'm making with these women. They are programmed to think that they are psychic, or that maybe there's an Indian guru on YouTube like Sadhguru who talks in a certain way. Yeah, he's fine. It doesn't matter that I'm part Indian, that I have that yogi spirit, that tantric spirit within me. It's quite horrifying. I am emotional and I yell, and it has caused me massive disturbances where I reside. And I'm emotional because I psychically am picking up on, as you've been hearing me say 1,000 times, horrible things happening to women which are connected to us. Even if we are men and we've been harmed by women and our mothers and women, we are still connected to the feminine. It is still within us. We still may have had past lives as women. Maybe in the future, we could even have future lives of the opposite gender in even different ethnic bodies. And if we did harm to certain people, certain groups, maybe even coming back in the form in which we harmed, you see. And so I need right now in my life a woman to talk to on the phone. She can be older, she can be 60, she can be 70, as long as she is loving and kind. No one's made that offer. Now, 2 comments were made on the recent video, and this is an example. This is another example of the men not showing up when I give the men life coaching advice. Because as I said over and over and over again, nice guys finish last, not just to women, but to men like the men that watch my channel. Did I stutter? Do you speak English, by the way? Whereas if I yell, I shout, I scream, I play heavy metal, I throw things at the camera, the men cheer and they like. Whereas I go soft and I go, Om Mani Padra, Om. Nice guys finish last, not just in the world of women, but in the world of men. And the men also, like the women, detest the psychic. They like to manipulate things, go, this is okay. Well, we have this white pastor who hears the voice of God. There's going to be a rapture. Everybody come with me. May 2011, or, some of that. And it's acceptable because they're the type, I'm not the type. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it again, even after I am dead and I'm compost. Me describing myself as short, brown, balding. Not seeing that as a shortcoming, but just a physicality, but knowing that disqualifies me. Yellow teeth, not having dental insurance, being in poverty, wild eyebrows, whole 9 yards. I'm not taken seriously. I'm viewed as a schizophrenic, and that's what this comes down to. And so the future also, this came to me in the grocery store parking lot. The future is women making money off of men that they have kidnapped and forced them into. So the future is men being murdered by women in mental health facilities. And we spoke also in a recent video about the dangers of being an off-grid man who becomes lonely off the grid and goes back into the city. The word that I use is duped. Some find that offensive. The word that I choose to use is duped. When you're duped into doing something that you shouldn't do. Also, something to be aware of psychic phenomena if you have a thing for psychics and you're a spiritual man. People can be given psychic abilities to dupe you into their spider web. And a period in time can change to where that which was the ability that attracted to is now something that is attacking you. And then what you thought could happen all along seems to be happening, that there's an interference, and that this is why many religious folks steer clear of psychic phenomena to begin with, because with certain people, there is the potential of interference. I remember trying to meet a girl who was blonde who I thought was attractive in 2012 and told her I was psychic, and she immediately was honest and like, oh my God, I'm so scared of you. And so there really is truth, not hate, and truth in this new awareness that modern women right now, in whatever happened, but especially after the total solar eclipse of April 2024, they do not like godly spiritual men that want to stop the human trafficking and kidnapping of women. And all the women, I mean, you would think that even an 80-year-old woman would be like on my side. Like, high five, bro. I know I'm older than you, but good job, kid. And they won't even do it. Not even Jen in Portland, Oregon. So whatever's going on with us men in the simulation with these women, it's pretty horrific. And you do not want to come back as a woman in the future with what's being done. You don't even want to come back as a man. You don't want to be coming back to Earth with what's being created here. Okay. So I'm going to use my psychic abilities to tell you what's going on, but the women that are alive right now do not support the statements that I'm making about this gender warfare. In fact, I don't even know who supports me. I know I got an email the other day from a gay man who has a lover, but that really doesn't do it for me. I hope you understand. Nice guys finish last in the world of women and modern men. Yeah, buddy.